Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to a new episode of our program Culture Magazine, during which we're going to bring you the latest cultural movement taking place in Egypt. The art of photography has recently witnessed a great development in Egypt. Let's watch the following segment.
Welcome to our fourth exhibition, Farah Photography, which is the joy of photography. In the fourth edition, we are 426 photographers, participants with 426 pictures. We are covering a broad spectrum of photographers of specialty in photography, portraits, landscape, and many other topics. What is different in this exhibition than the three previous ones is that we took very good care of the post-processing, the editing, the selection of the pictures. This time every single picture had a special post-processing and editing. In this edition, all the pictures had a very professional post-processing, a very unique printing quality. So I'm expecting around 2,000 or 3,000 visitors during the inauguration, during the whole day. And the participants are from most of the Arab countries, at least most of the Arab countries, and of course many European and Asian countries. The quality of the participants this year increased very much than the previous years, even than the other exhibitions that I attended last year. They were very selective. Since we had a good reputation one year over the other, they are trying to improving their skills and the knowledge about photography, and that shows very well in the variety and the quality of the pictures in our exhibition. Every year we have a topic that overpasses the other ones. For example, last year the landscape was the majority. This year we have a lot of macro photography and we have a lot of landscapes. The skills needed to take portraits photography are embedded in the brains of the photographer. He uses the lighting, he uses the camera, and he uses his personal skills.
This is my fourth time in the exhibition. For me this year it's very new because he's been a lot of people wanted to be part of this, and he was really concerned with the quality of the pictures, so there was a challenge of picking the pictures and picking something good. There are 400 photographers beside me, 399 beside me, so it's a very big challenge to do such a big exhibition. It's the biggest in Egypt so far for now. The group has helped me personally a lot to become a professional photographer, doing photographers for some celebrities, but it also helped the young people attending with us. It's a great chance. There's a very big number, so everyone is helping everyone. The critique and the group helps a lot. Everyone that needs any answer on any question, Mr. Boulos is there to help, or the admins or parts of the group. The young people are really talented, definitely more talented than our generation. They're doing great work, and Mr. Boulos supports them a lot, especially like he's, I think, the only one that has an exhibition with the young people under 18. So you'll find a lot of people under 18 here doing their photography work, and people above 18. So they feel like their pictures are not less than anyone who's old enough to do their pictures. He supports them a lot. It's a great challenge and a great work, and I really appreciate having someone like him supporting all of us. The exhibition this year has a lot of different variety. There are different types of portraits. Portraits in general, there are like the face portraits, there's the full body portraits, and there's the environmental portrait where it shows the environment of a person. What's different from each portrait is the photographer and how he sees the person he's taking a picture of and the soul he's taking. So when you look at each picture, you're going to find different lighting that gives a different feeling. Also, having black and white pictures gives a whole different feeling and an idea about the person. The eye, the focus of the placing of the eye in the picture, everything like the more you know about photography, the more you appreciate and see the differences. Photography is like painting with light. It's all about light. So even with colored pictures, you can see the light, but with black and white, you can see it more. Everything is more clear because colors attract you in general. So when you see it in black and white, the contrast has to be great. The grays, you have to see all the tones of the grays. So far, everything you see here, like whether it's black and white or colored, you see the different lightings. You see the Rembrandt light on some of the eyes, like that triangle. You see. You can see a lot of differences. I can't talk about every detail, but I hope you guys take a look around and see, like, I'm very blessed to be with all of those amazing artists. My picture is kind of conceptual, not really conceptual, but it's in the sand. It's the footprint of a human being and the marks of a tire of a car, and it's about man versus machine. How now, like, our input in the earth and how, like, the machines are invading and they have an equal input to the person, to the humans. So it's all about looking and thinking about the technology and the machines and how they're taking over our environment. Photography is definitely a very, very big science. It's not just feelings, it's science, and you have to learn a lot. The more you learn, the more you feel like you know nothing and you need to do more and focus on the subjects you know. For me, it's an expression about myself, like any sort of art. It expresses what I see and what I know and what I like. I think like it's a great hobby and a learning experience, especially like with the editing and everything. I see myself doing better and knowing more each year. I challenge myself to read more. It's all about knowledge, so I have to read every day. I have to watch YouTubes every day in order to be better. I have to practice every day. Definitely, I would love to be one of the biggest names in the family portraits part.
For me, it's the first time to participate in this group, and really it's a great honor for me to be one of the participants. As you see, we have many different categories, portraits and landscape and animal photography. There is a lot of different categories you can see in this group and this exhibition. So I was very lucky to be one of the participate on this exhibition, and it's one of the biggest group in Egypt. You can learn from it photography, and it's very great and a great honor for me. There is different of category of photography. Portraits, each one of them has to be or you have to know how to deal with this kind of photography, such as portrait. You have to have connection between you and the one you will take the photo from. So it's everyone has his own style, and it's like footprint. Everyone put it in his photo. So for me, I like different kind of photography, such as landscape. It's my favorite. I do portraits from time to time, but it's not my main. Today, I participated with such portrait pictures, so it's something new for me to have this kind of photo on exhibition. So it's very nice. I have to say, it's very nice to be one of the participants today. My picture today is I took it from a sailing boat. I was on like a small trip at Nile. So I was not like preparing for such picture. It's just come like this. I found sailor man trying to deal with the ropes of the boat. So he attracted me how he looks and how he do his job. It's very tough. It looks tough for me. So I decided to take such picture to show how his work is very hard, and it's not easy for anyone to do what he is doing. This is the picture I tried to use it, and I participated with it, and I was lucky to be chosen. My picture today is black and white. I like to use it when it's something relating to feelings for me, like portraits, old men. I like it to be black and white, so it gives you emotion, and when picture have colors, it's it's not distracting, but it's like you can get out from the picture and try to figure how is the colors of the picture. But when it's black and white, you only see white and black, and for sure the subject is lighting. It's about lighting. So when the lighting is good lighting, you can feel the picture, that you can look at it. Photography for me is like the air I breathe. It's one of the biggest hobby that for now it's the only hobby I do when I want to get out of mode, and life is full of distress and a lot of things that can affect in your life. So when I do photography, for me it's like heaven. So I just free up my mind, and I use my camera and my tools to get out of any bad mood.
Opera House plays a big role in the cultural movement in Egypt. Let's watch the following segment. Saad Zaghloul Cultural Center has recently hosted 5 visual art exhibitions.
The museum is located near downtown, beside Qasr Al Aini Street. A large statue of Zaghloul stands beside a small green area at the entrance to the museum. Beit al-Ummah was built as a residence for the nationalist leader of modern Egypt and founder of Al-Wafd party, Saad Zaghloul. His home, which has been turned into a museum that narrates a very important era in Egypt's history. The first hall, named the Small Salon, where Mrs. Safiya Zaghloul received her guests, is furnished with expensive carpets and furniture. The wall is adorned with family photos of Mustafa Fahmi Basha, Zaghloul's father-in-law, Safiya, and her mother. The Grand Salon is dedicated to Saad Zaghloul's guests, especially political figures and key members of Al-Wafd party. The Grand Salon leads into the Grand Hall, which witnessed the meetings of different delegations from the Egyptian people. The room contains small statues and newspapers and magazines that were read by Zaghloul. The dining room, also located on the ground floor, is adorned with wooden furniture that Zaghloul bought from France, comprising 12 seats, a tea car, and an old radio.
A very good idea to use the old houses, monumental like that one. This was the house of the nation where Saad Pasha lived, and this area here saw the beginnings of the 1919 revolution and the shining of a man, instead of building his tomb, led a revolution. So here I am very happy to see that this place is being used as a cultural center, and that's the first time I attend something in it, actually. So that's a wonderful step towards, first of all, making these places known. Second, in using them into increasing the awareness of the Egyptian people towards art and even more cultural events, and eventually some maybe activities, collective activities that would lead to a better culture in the Egyptian, on the Egyptian scene.
The second floor in the museum represents family life. The bedroom includes 2 beds, and after Saad's death, Sophia continued to sleep there until her own death on the 12th of January 1946. Next, there is Zaghloul's private room, where you can see his ceremonial wear and the suit he was wearing when he survived an assassination attempt at a railway station in 1924. In the Haramlik room, where women would sit together separated from the men, there is a picture of Safiya, who was also known as al-Masriyin, or the Mother of Egyptians. There is also a large library with over 5,000 books in different fields.
احنا مع معرض تصوير او شغل مختلف الحقيقه، معرض متنوع لمجموعه من الفنانين يمكن بيربطنا.
I took part in this exhibition with a group of artists, and the guest of honor is Henry Shiha. The location here is in Saad Zaghloul Cultural Center, and it's beautiful. As artists, we learned how to relate the story of a site. I first went to the Christian district in Old Cairo, and for 2 months, I tried to record everything without a camera because it sometimes hinders other types of thought and art. I also went to the Potter's region close by. My first hobby is painting, but I also excel in writing, which actually took me away from painting for a while. I'm a trainer for amateurs of art. The best thing that happened to me is when I visited different parts of Egypt, I discovered that Egypt is a group of treasures of heritage and beautiful sites. We were all full of pride to see these beautiful places in Old Cairo and in the Hussein region. And one can also see people's relationship with Old Cairo's architecture in Islamic and Christian Old Cairo. We also saw the Jewish synagogue. I mainly work with light and its impact on these various sites. So light has a certain effect on everything.
Well, with this, my dear viewers, we come to the end of this episode of our program, Culture Magazine. I hope you've enjoyed being with me. Please wait for me in the next episode. Until then, goodbye.